Alrighty, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Sorry, quarantine needs to end. Needs to end now. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, hold on. Almost forgot the daily routine. It's been so crazy. Your gifts will make room for you. Let's make it. Let's get to it. Alrighty, let's check up here. Tesla, big potential? I don't know. I just have it up. It's one of the Tesla and the SPY are usually just the two stocks that I have up. Just kind of see what's going on with the overall market. I feel like Tesla follows the market, so I don't know. Just have those two up. Time to watch. What's up, Amazu? Jendrik, what's up, man? Anton. Well, first off, you don't sell a short position. You actually sell to get into the short position. So in order to get out of the short position, you have to buy the same amount of shares that you sold. So you would just put in the montage the amount of shares that you have. If you're using DOS, you can just hit this P button and it'll bring up your share or your position size, and then you would put the price that you want to sell at and hit buy, and that'll be it. So if you are looking for a certain profit target and that target is lower than where the price is currently, you can put that price in and it should put an order in for you. But if you are looking to just get out of the position, you can put the price anywhere above the ask, and it will take you out immediately at the ask price. So hopefully that answers your question. Piton could get interesting. Yeah, I got about a minute here to the bell. Piton, we don't have any shares on this one. I feel like that's a lower float, is it not? I don't know, to be completely honest. Let's take a quick gander. Piton is 34 mil, so not too bad. Just don't have any shares there. Thomas, what's up? Christian, what's up? Kimberly, what's going on? So you changed your YouTube name there. Yeah, it's a pretty big gap up. It's on earnings today. Gotcha. So kind of like what was it? MGNX from yesterday. How'd that thing end up doing? Kind of went sideways. Tell you what, that looks very much like a hangover type play, right? You got the big move the day before or a couple days before, and it just doesn't go any higher. It kind of looks like a hangover type play. I guess we'll see what happens here at the bell. Good luck, everybody. Stay safe. See if we can have a good day today. It has 40% short float, can squeeze hard and pull another Tesla. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess it's a good thing I can't play it. I don't even have to worry about it. Spread. Give us that 19 pop. There it is. Oh, it was there for a split second. Dang it. IO I had up on my other screen. But we don't have any shares on it. The chart looks good though. I'm so upset about that one. That would have been a pretty quick winner. That thing got shoved down. We just wanted that 19 pop, but I mean that thing was pretty instant back to the downside. This LMAR, super spready. Can't play it. Jesus, it's like a $2 spread. Really nice chart though. Sad we didn't jump in there on CNP. I just wanted that 19 pop, but I mean, you guys saw it went through 19 and back to 1870 almost instantly. We probably would have got filled at 1870. course, now it's failing. What happened here? So obviously we're not interested in this one anymore. This looks like it went up through 14, came all the way back down to 1360, and now it's back up. There's a stock called Ovid. That's an interesting one. Interesting stock for interesting times. I have PBF up, seeing if that wants to make a move here up towards yesterday's high. This I don't know what this is doing. This will pop back up on the scanner if we want to be interested again. So far we did have one miss there. FSLY lost $3 out of the gate. $2. It's a good thing you'll survive only losing $2. That's a good loss. So this HFC is trying to halt. Oh wow, look, I didn't even notice that move off the bottom there. That was a pretty big move to the downside. What's ZM doing? These spreads on these stocks are just so bad. This chart looks so good though. I just fear paying spreads. I really do. Pretty sure we'd be able to afford this too. Look at this spread. I can't do it. I'm not a big boy yet. Here goes that OUT. I told you if it popped back up on the scanner, we might be interested. Get a move up there towards 1450. We know this thing can dump pretty hard. There it goes. Spread on these, man. 11 cents on a $14 stock. I mean, it's tough. It's like I was really wanting the 1450 pop there, but I mean, even if we jumped in there, the bid was sitting at 1438. It's so hard to pay those spreads because when you're doing what I'm doing with these single entries, if you are paying a spread, you're that much closer to your stop loss immediately. Here's one that I like, TVTY. Of course, as I pull it up, looking for just near the 12 test. I mean, look at this spread. The spreads are horrible today. I was ready to hit this one. I was actually going to hit this one under 12. But literally as we pulled the chart up, it got rejected. That was a nice one. You had to be quick for it though. A lot of the really good opportunities out there are usually ones that you do have to be pretty quick on. That OUT popping up again. It got through 1450. Just for a split second. That TVTY coming back up, trying to come back up towards 12. Yeah, I was just looking at pen. Not exactly what I normally look for, but GDT apparently just snatched that up. The chart does look pretty good. It's coming up to a double top area from the pre-market highs. Still watching TVTY as well. The volume's not that great on it, but if it wants to give us that pop through 12, we might be interested. We're kind of interested here on OUT. Here we go. All right, we're going to try this one. Get our stop up there over 15. Look for this to come back down through 50. Put an order out there just in case it wants to flush for most of our shares. TVTY absolutely dumped, so we didn't get anything there. So as of right now, looking like we're a little bit early on OUT. And geez, look at that squeeze. Okay, we should have been stopped out there. I saw it got up to 1509. There it is. Guys, I am just not doing well today and yesterday. Nothing is working out for us. I got a little slippage there as well. I mean, of course, now this looks even better. I'm going to try not to just FOMO right back into it, though. There we go. Let it make its move. All right, and now we get back into it. As you can see, we obviously started that really early. But again, it felt a little toppy there. We saw how much this thing can squeeze, so looks like it wants to halt there at 59 if it gets there. So again, kind of FOMO'd into the second trade, which is a little frustrating. I mean, I didn't do it as quickly as we did yesterday, but I still did it, right? I mean, this is exactly the type of trade we're looking for, the extension on some pretty decent volume. But unfortunately, just early. Everything we touch as of the beginning of this week does not seem to want to do what we want it to do. but obviously we know that going in every time we hit that button. Now the halt price is sitting here at 75. So if it goes up again, the odds are if this wants to keep squeezing per se, we are going to get stopped, which I think it just moved up. Got nice flip-flops on.
Where's your other shoe? I'm about to go without your shoes. I know. Come on.
Still looking around for something else as well. I'm not coming across anything. Coming back down through 50 here. Trying to, anyway. So the rule is we're going to do our best to follow it today. Where if we're early twice, we're going to wait for the backside for a third attempt if we still are convinced that it's extended. AKA kind of look for a descending triangle. Because this thing is obviously all green this morning. There's no way this is just riding the 80 EMA. This has to be a little bit more extended than that. Pretty sure as we're doing this, we're gonna get stopped out. It looks like. Yeah, the 8 EMA is all the way down there. On the 1 minute. I mean, it's still pretty extended. We'll see. I mean, it feels a little toppy here. Right, we're getting some hammer doji type candles. But as we've seen in the past, nobody cares about those types of candles anymore. And on the 1 minute, you don't see those. It is trying to find some resistance here at 76, 75, 76 area. So that's good. Just trying to be patient with it as it goes right back up to that 76 area. So the odds are if it gets through that 76 area, we're going to get some sort of little squeeze since that's kind of acting as resistance. So we'll see what happens. Nice, Taylor. Well done. And yep, there it is. Pretty much right up to our stop at 84. We're sitting at 87. It's our last ditched effort at some resistance holding it down. Not much we can do anyways, right? We're just along for the ride at this point. That's why we have our set risk where we're comfortable. And yeah, this thing is pretty crazy. I can't seem to pick them lately. I can't seem to pick them. Just looking at something here. Wonder if you could load something like that and then send it after you load it and then still have it trigger. It's a good thing to test on the demo. while I was doing my order, it went up like 13% into a halt. So I'm not chasing it. Yeah, you got to be fast. That's kind of the story of this morning. The trades that we wanted, we weren't fast enough. And then the trades that we're taking are a little bit slower and they're not working in our favor. GNMK with a nice little pop there. We don't have any shares available though. I mean, this can't look any more heavy, right, at this point. So whether it really wants to come back down or not, that's all we can hope for at this point, right? We have our stop in. So let's get on the hope train and see if we can get this thing to move it down, get our hope to move it down. Man, look at GNMK making a nice move. Don't have any shares there, though. Just to show you guys real quick, GNMK. Making a nice move through resistance here. Nice little pop on a nice intense move. There we go. Back down through 50. Kind of sucks because our average is, you know, where it is. So really it's kind of a fight just to maybe get back towards break even, which sucks, right? We're almost risking a full loss just to break even kind of thing. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, sometimes a break-even trade is a winner, right? When it moves against you, you didn't get the conviction that you wanted to begin with. Man, look at GNMK just moving. Kind of wish I had shares on this one. Look at that thing. It's squeezing. So we're almost back down to our entry here at 27. Still got a little ways to go. Man, we started this thing early. And this is the thing too. This is one part of my system that I don't like, because if we nailed the top, we'd already be looking to get out on this nice scale out on this nice move down. But now we have to be extra patient just to get back to our entry, right? It sucks. Being early in a system like this just sucks. So I'm looking to actually take off half of our risk here. All right, we're going to take half off there. So now we're lessening our risk. We actually got some green out of that one. A little, I mean, it was only, what, 4 cents on half our position. But it'll lessen our risk now because this is such a big move down. The odds are we're going to get a little bit of a bounce. But we're going to try to be nice and patient and see if we can't let the rest of this kind of work itself out. There we go. I'm not getting out. I only took half my position there just to lessen the risk, because we know the probability when there's a big move one way that you're going to get a hard bounce. Like right here at 15, I almost want to cover my position and look to jump back in, because you got the VWAP right there as well. See what happens here. See if we get like this craziness through 15 or not. There it is. All right. It's kind of holding there. I thought we were going to get like a nice shove down, but it's kind of holding there at 15, so I'm going to take it there. Plus VWAP's right there, and I feel like this is just going to pop right back up. We can look to play sloppy seconds if we really want. It's actually could halt to the downside here at 1485 if it gets there, which it's looking like it's trying. I'll be happy with that. I thought we were in a loser, so the fact that we even came out with a little bit of a winner, I'll be happy with it. GNMK was a nice one. It's starting to come back down now. Yeah. And again, the emotions got me, right? The emotions of almost getting stopped out. Literally, we came within 3 cents, came back down. I felt like I was lucky just to get back down to our entry. This was such an intense move to the downside that I felt like we were going to get some sort of a bounce, because that's normally what happens. So that's why we took off half our risk, because we don't want to let this thing come all the way back down to our entry and then just watch it go back up and stop us out. And unfortunately, this is making us look stupid at this moment. I probably should have held the other half, but I really feel that we just got half of this entire move back. I don't think you want to be too greedy. So didn't play it perfect, obviously. Perfect would have been to nail the top. We obviously were way early, so I can't be too upset with how we ended up in the trade after the fact. And there goes GNMK back through 12. That would have been a nice one. Let's keep looking here. Isn't ADM? No. I thought that was the one we played yesterday. All right, back to it by accident. So now I'm curious. 27. We took 50. So we hit that button. 23. So that would be 63. Did it get the 63? It's at it now. So that's a little frustrating. If we would have still been trading, got the 60, so I wonder if we would have got our fill. Who knows? But if we were still just trading the 1-to-1, looks like we would have possibly gotten filled there. It would have went right down to our take profit. And who knows if we would have got filled. GL what K? Question mark? Good luck. What? K? Question? I'm confused. What's that mean? OMI making a okay move here. Not much volume. It's on SSR as well. Oh, what ticker did I say? GNMK. GNMK. Had a nice pop through. Resistance here at 1184. Went all the way up to 1250 and came right back down to it. I mean, you can't get much better than that. That's exactly what we look for. We just don't have any shares there, and it's on SSR anyway. I was like, GL something K. I was like, what? Really not much else going on here, guys. You guys see anything? You know, MT. Range isn't that great on this. Got some nice volume, though. Interesting volume. The interesting pop at 1105. All of mine on watch leaped pre-market, then fizzled. That's the advantage of having the scanners, because I'm seeing the same thing with some of the guys in Discord saying that their watch list did absolutely nothing. What was that one we missed right away this morning? Was it like GNUS? No. It was. I thought it was G something. I have to go back and check it. CNP, that's what it was. Yeah. That was a nice one. That one jumped up, and it was like instantly through 19 and back down to 1870, like almost instantly. ZM, that thing is grinding. TWLO apparently doing the same thing. What's the SPY doing? Thank you, Kimberly. You are right. CMP was the one. I think I've been wearing these headphones a little too much lately. I've been playing a lot of games when the kids go to sleep. My ear. I wonder if it's a combination. I mean, because these are really light. They don't like squeeze my head, but I've also been having to wear the mask a lot lately too, which has not been helping. That was the other one, TVTY. Yeah, that was the one. We wanted that 12 pop, but didn't quite get it. And that's the bummer with single entries. Is with single entries, you're looking for perfect entries, and you're not always going to get them. So back when I was doing 112 or just looking like to scale into a trade, I could take that first entry if I felt good about it right under 12. Or like say I do a 112, I could do like a 0.5, and then if it pops through 12, do 0.5 again, and then I still have 1-2 left. So I don't know. The more and more I have charts that keep looking like OUT today, and the one from yesterday, I don't even remember the ticker already, where we had 80 VM, I think it was, where we're just early, right? Being early isn't always a bad thing. Obviously it sucks, but if you're scaling into the trade, you're basically accounting for being early. So if you could hit this 1-1 and then hit it for 2 up here at the top, your average is going to be somewhere up here with full position size. But instead, I am now, I've already taken 1 loss, almost took the second loss. But even then, I still felt grateful because, yeah, my average was kind of up here. Not really, though. And we're only in, that single position. So it's a lot to think about. I've been really pondering it ever since the first time this happened, because yesterday wasn't the first time it happened. And I don't know. We're kind of looking into it per se. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow night for the Friday night live stream. DJ, what's up, man? I feel like I haven't seen you around in a while. How you been? Got 25 people total here. If we could somehow get to 10 more people, could do a little giveaway here this morning. Where does it tell me over here how many people are watching? Is that a thing? Maybe just nobody's watching. Is everybody watching just on YouTube? No, this is 23, but it says there's 25 total. I thought it would tell you over here somewhere. Let me see if I maximize. Active session. Activity feed. So it has all this other stuff, but it doesn't tell you how many people are watching. It's weird. I'm probably just missing it. But anyways, just had to take a break with all the craziness. I'll be back soon. Yeah, I feel you, man. Look at OUT, guys. And here's the other thing. I got emotional because of what was going on. And if we would have just continued to use our pivots like we were supposed to, our pivot technically is still high of day, right? We haven't had any real bounce yet. So this technically, 1469 could technically be the first bounce if this wants to make a new low here. So just frustrating. Seems like most people are having somewhat of a blah day, minus B. He's always, being B. I think Scott killed OUT. Nice. Scott actually hammered this thing just like I was telling you guys. Let's take a look. Where did that go? It didn't open. So here was Scott's trade. This is basically exactly what I was talking about. So he was a little bit early. Like, what was our first entry on this? Ours was, oh geez, ours was much earlier. So we were down here in 1458. So his first entry was a lot better, and he nailed this thing. And look at that scale out. So when you have a really good average, it's a lot easier to be patient for something that's moving down because you have a good average, right? So that, I don't know. The more and more I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. But I will tell you that I'm starting, just looking at the stats. Liam, what's up, man? Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. We're trying to get to 35 concurrent viewers between YouTube and Twitch. And yes, I did start a Twitch channel for anyone who didn't hear about that. I think it was yesterday or maybe Tuesday. I don't remember. But apparently the stream gets through a little bit quicker. The latency is a little bit lower over there by like 5 seconds or so. But yeah, no, I do agree with you, Alex. I feel like I'm definitely overcomplicating it. David actually we were talking about it yesterday after market, and I told him the exact same thing. I was like, man, look at my montage. I was like, I really think I might be overcomplicating this. Because back when, I mean, let me just show you guys real quick. Kind of what was going through my head yesterday, since nothing is really going on at the current moment, at least for me. Let's go full screen. Let's pull this down. So let me go back to when I started this. April 2nd. Yeah, as you can see overall throughout my entire trading career, but that's including everything. So since I started doing this one-to-one, if we were using the same risk reward every single time, technically we would be profitable, but not by much, right? We're only sitting at 54%. And after today, it's actually going to go down just a little bit. So we're actually losing money, but that's because we scaled up and had that horrible day yesterday, right? So if our risk was still only 20 or even 10 per trade, obviously this wouldn't be the case. But yeah, it's this is our stats since April 2nd over the course of 57 trades. And yeah, it sucks. Like I just feel like we're not doing that hot. Where if I go back to, let me see, February. Let me take a look at this real quick, just to gauge when I started doing. I think it was the new year. Yeah, it was right after LYV. Let me get rid of that. I gotta get rid of the date. Here's my full trading career in a line graph, by the way, if you guys are interested. It's pretty cool to see the ups and downs. So it was right here. So yeah, it was basically the new year. So February 8th is when I started using the ISW scanners as well as the 112. And we'll go to the new year and we'll just use that just for simplicity. So as you can see, using the 112, we were doing great, minus 2 trades. We really just had 2 trades that killed us. And I'm starting to think that we need to figure out a way to just not let those 2 trades happen, right? I mean, look, our win percentage was 87.18. We're in the green. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to overcomplicate things. We'll see. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to stick out the rest of this week doing what we're doing, because I'm not going to just flip it midweek here. And yeah. Let's see your charts here, Thomas. Nice. Oh, that one looks break even. That's a winner there on MUR. Nice. Oh, very nice trade there on OUT. Thomas killed OUT. Attaboy. Yeah, that's actually, so now it looks like we finally got a real pivot. It's 1473. So if it goes low a day, that's where the pivot would be now. Looks like GDT may have jumped back into GNMK. Ooh, kind of grinded up there. It is working out though. Nothing really popping up on the scanners for us here. CDEV is as close as it gets. Not quite popping off, but it's on SSR. No shares. Penny stock, but again, we had kind of talked about those previously, that those aren't too much of a bad thing. Fiverr? Is that Fiverr? FVRR? Ugh, I need to get some aspirin. Oof. Work on entries, not your risk management? That sounds wrong. That sounds very wrong. Constantine, not having a good day as well. Crap, man. I mean, that's the other thing, too. At what point do you start to wonder if you're just in a period of time where the market is not aligning with your strategy, more so than the strategy being the one at fault, right? You're going to have drawdowns. You're going to have periods of time where your strategy just does not seem to work. But that's also a bunch of horse hockey because I watch Brian from Intensity Stock Watch just all day, every day. So I don't know. What the heck kind of chart is this? But when you have such a specific strategy like mine, there are going to be times where it just doesn't work. And that could be what we're going through. Who knows? Well, that's the thing too, is the market the last 2 months, 3 months has been much different, right? For obvious reasons. That LPSN, was it MGNX? Yeah, that's kind of fading off too. Just like a hangover. Look at that thing. What's the SPY doing? Well, the SPY actually kind of moved up. It's back down towards its lows now. NTRA. This NTRA is just kind of grinding. But, I mean, we wouldn't be in this right now anyway, right? You would have been looking to be in on this candle, and you'd probably already be out. And if not, even if you only took a partial looking for it to roll over, you'd be out of the partial already. Profitable traders have to adapt constantly too. They don't just wait until their strategy magically works again. Well, that's the beauty too, Christian, of having multiple strategies. So, and that's not always the case. Gotcha, Kimberly. Brandon, did you have fun on your walk? I see you didn't find your other shoe. I see Jello on the floor. And the couch.
No shoes.
Where did that even come from? Was that always there?
Well, the Jello on the floor was there. I was kind of hoping our mini vacuum so we could heat it.
I'm surprised it didn't.
It won't be
I don't read. Find me an audiobook and I'll listen to it. Reading is something I just choose not to do. I just can't. It's too sit in one place for me. Plus, I don't have time to read books at the current moment. GNMK making a nice move down there. Yeah, good old Jello. KOPN. Let's say I feel like KOPN was one that we heard yesterday too, which it was. Maybe it was the day before. Some ugly looking chop yesterday. What's out doing? That went lower. So there you go. There's your first pivot point, 1475. So a little frustrating there. Not that big of a deal considering, but yeah, I don't know. Mine just might not be in the right place at the moment. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. This quarantine is starting to really catch up to me with the kids and just everything. You guys would be surprised how hard it is just having everyone in the house all the time. It definitely, I mean, I'm sure you guys with families understand a little bit, but add to a 2 and 4-year-old, it can drive you up the walls just a little bit. And then trying to do something like trade the stock market with focus, you can clearly hear that that's not possible. Spy crashing. Yeah. Hit your head on the wall. Hosilla. I just noticed that. 863. Yeah, so you understand. I find grown kids harder. You can't boss them. All you can do is throw them out, which is not an option. College. Yeah, I guess that at that point it is a little bit more tough. But if you got like teenagers or something, you're probably just doing just fine because they don't want nothing to do with you anyway. So they just be chilling in their side of the house, just doing their own thing. But when you're trying to get work done, like the wife is working, literally she's on the dining room table with her setup, and I'm pretty much in front of her on the other side of a wall separating the dining room and the living room. So the kids have been just, you know, they nonstop are tugging on you like, come play with me, come play with me. And so it's tough. It's definitely tough. See, XELA, I think we played that one. Isn't that a penny stock? Yeah. I don't remember if that's one that we played or not. Obviously, look, chart looks pretty cool though. Wouldn't trade it though. CVEO, kind of the same thing. No volume there. How'd you do, David? You got your sunglasses? Mr. Cool Man. Where's your sunglasses? Put them on. Camden, go show Mommy. Say, Mommy, look at me. I'm Mr. Cool Man. Ooh. Can you put them on? Whoa. Let's see. Say, what's that? Go ahead. Say, what's that? Yours are... Oh, you need to put yours back on? Okay, push them on. There you go. So, Camden, can you say, what's that? What's that? No, they're not going to fit me. Daddy has his own. They're up there. See him all the way up top there with his hat? I'll have to go get them later. Yeah, we can all wear them together. GNUS price action today is just insanity. Yeah, the thing has a ton of volume. Look at that dump off pre-market. Okay.
I don't eat much.
Okay.
I'm a boy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Can
Oh,
Jello's still sitting there? Don't throw them. You don't want to break them. Hey, see, look, your brother dropped his because you dropped yours. Don't drop them. Go set them up on the counter or something. Yeah, it's been a interesting day, Kimberly. We're red overall, just to show you guys. Minus 2380 on OUT. We were at like 3150, I think it was. After that first one. So we had a little slippage there. So we got about a third of it back. Which, if we would have just did 1-to-1 on our full position size, we would have been back to break even. So it's like, is there a lesson there to be learned? I don't know. All I know is I'm getting a little frustrated with being so early lately. Everything seems to just kind of keep ripping. You're down about the same, gotcha. Good thing is, right, we're down 2380. Count size is almost 4,000. That's the analogy I'm looking for. I need a job that doesn't put every paycheck at risk. That's the thing. You got to risk it to make it. In this case, when you have a real job, I look at it this way: you kind of risk putting your time out there to make that amount of money. So sure, you're risking money to make money doing this, but the rewards, if you can figure out how to actually make money, are really good. All right, watching AEL here. Look at the spread, 20-cent spread. Volume's not that great. It was a nice little pop, though, right up to resistance. That is one thing, even if I were to try to go back towards the 112, I would have a max loss set in place. So that would definitely be something that no matter what, it cuts the trade. So I would always have a stop in at any given point that if it were to hit this certain monetary amount, I'm out of the trade. It would just be that simple. I do really think, like when Christian said that earlier, drop in the bucket. There it is. Thank you. I kept wanting to say drop in the water. I don't know why. But I mean, I guess it's kind of the same analogy. But when Christian earlier, I'm not saying you're completely wrong, Christian, but when Christian said that you need to work on your entries and not risk management, I totally disagree with that. Yeah, you do need to work on entries. That's kind of what trading is, getting good entries. But in order to figure out how to get those good entries, you have to stay in the game long enough to figure it out. So that's where risk management comes in. So to me, risk management should always be priority number one. That consistency, which is the second thing that I always talk about, will come when you start to figure out those good entries. So risk management should always be number one. Without proper risk management, you're not going to last long enough to figure it out. I mean, I was just listening to a podcast that David himself actually had brought up to me yesterday about a guy that turned, I think he said he turned, it was like 30,000 into like I want to say it was like 130,000 in 6 months. It was something like that. And all it took him was Codex, which this is recent. When the whole Roni stuff just started happening, let's take a look at the daily here. Back when it made this move here on this day, I think it was February 10th, he was very convinced. His average was in like the high threes, I think he said. High fours, maybe. I think it had to be high threes because this didn't even get up to the fours. But he was waiting for this thing to roll over, and he was in 16,000 shares. And as you see, it started to come up to that point, and it broke out. And he said, I think it was right. I don't remember if he said it was at $16 or I don't remember. He goes through it in the webinar type thing that he does with, I think it was SMB Capital, where he says, I think it was 16, right when it went over 16, that E-Trade gave him a margin call. And his whole account that he had built up doing the same thing over and over again, he was killing his entries for 6 months. He went from 30,000 to 110,000 or whatever it was to a blown account in one trade. So it just goes to show you that it only takes one trade if you're too stubborn to have a set risk. So without a set risk, you're not going to be able to last, right? So luckily for him, this wasn't obviously his main job, and he'll be able to kind of start over, and now he has a very valuable lesson. So kind of take that for what it is worth. I don't think it was an actual SMB trader, but yeah, here, I'll get you the link. I think it was just the guy from SMB was just interviewing him. Scroll back. Where is it? I know I clicked it and then I didn't watch it till later. So, and then of course I got all these videos for the kids. And then let's see. Excuse me. Oh, here it is. All right. Oops. There's no plus sign there. So there's the link there. I wonder if I type that in here, will it send it to both? Oh, it does. Cool. All right. So sorry for the double post there. I can probably actually get rid of one of those. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. So there's the link. It's a pretty good listen. It's a little bit longer, but he breaks it down in detail and he shows you exactly what went wrong, how he plans to try to fix it. But he goes to tell you that, and the guy from SMB will tell you as well. He says it in the video that any given time, if he walks up to one of the traders on his floor, he'll tap you on the shoulder and say, if this trade were to go against you, what's your stop? And he said, if you don't have an answer to that question immediately, like if he catches you off guard and obviously you're in a trade without some sort of stop, then he'll basically suspend you from trading for I don't know what their rule is per se, but that's what he says. He says, anytime you enter a trade, you should have a stop in immediately. Like whether it's a hard stop, a mental stop, like whatever it may be, but that stop needs to be there for whatever set amount that you're willing to lose on that given trade. And you should know that number before you even get into the trade. Yep, no problem. What I miss, had to pick up the wife from the car dealership. Now I'm sitting waiting on her, killing me. You didn't miss anything. Apparently ADMP though from yesterday might be trying to do something here. I keep thinking that was the one from yesterday, but it's not. But that is making a decent extended move here. It's coming up right to resistance from yesterday. Not yesterday, a couple days ago. Come on, let me scroll out. Where's it at? There it is. I had to scroll. I was actually back on last week. Or no, it was Monday. Or last Thursday. coming right up to that resistance. Actually, it looks like it went right through, sort of. Nice little move there. There it is. It went right through. Next spot on the daily isn't until like 70, 66, 66. It's like right off the chart. Maybe it might be 65. Yeah, it's 65. But that'd be a pretty big move for this. I'd say that was a pretty big move already. But all right, well, it's about 10:30. There's really nothing going on. I'm gonna take my 1 for 2 day. Ended up being a loser here on OUT. A little frustrating, early as usual, and of course, let our emotions get the best of us there when we got towards VWAP again as well. So ended up taking it where would technically still be in this thing. New pivot trying to form here at 67. So our pivot would currently be sitting here at 75, which is right at VWAP too. So it is what it is. We're going to move on. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Again, talking strategy. I think we're going to really talk about it tomorrow night in the Friday night live stream. So don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate the support. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.